All right, today we have a Serge Knife Co. This is the EDC model. I think that's a great name for a knife. Like, kind of corners the market. I don't know. I think it's a great thing. Hey, what do you got in your pocket? EDC. No, of course you've got EDC, but what knife do you got? I've got the EDC. I don't know. I think it's cool. It's a little play on words. And yes, I'm proving I'm a 12-year-old in a man's body again. I get that. So anyway, let's talk about the knife. This is the EDC. It comes obviously from Serge. Yeah, let me reset. Okay, here we go. We've got the EDC knife from Serge Pachenko. It comes in a very cool magnetic closure box with some foam. I love the fact that he includes the tools, the T6 and a T8, or an 8 and a 6, whichever one is which. I think that's super cool. So let me just get this out of the way because nobody really cares about the boxes but me. This is a great little EDC knife. Little on the smaller side than what I'm normally used to. However, it's big and thick. It fits in your hand. Not overly sized. It's a great size for your hand. Runs on bearings, so it's super smooth. The detent is a lot lighter than I would like. You have to thumb flip it with intent. Don't just kind of half-ass it or else you're going to misfire. You have to be intentional. That's my one little gripe, is that the detent is light. This is a production model based on one of his full customs, because he does customs and has productions. This particular production run was made by Real Steel. Real Steel does some great work. I've been a fan of Real Steel for a while. I have a Real Steel playlist, which I will include this in and link at the end of the video. Zoom in and take a close-up look. This is just really... you cannot get much more plain Jane than this configuration. It's just a tumbled blade. This comes from Alex over at the Watch and Cut channel, my co-host on the EDC Hour. Tumbled titanium frame lock. Nothing fancy. I'm sorry, it's a liner lock. So it's nothing fancy. I like a liner lock over a frame lock. I used to like frame locks. I've kind of evolved because I understand the benefits of a liner lock for me. You don't have to worry about lock bar pressure. You don't have to worry about anything. It's just clean on both sides. And I really like that. You have this milled out for opening for two things. One, it's really good thumb access for deploying the knife and really good lock bar access. So it is titanium liners, but there is also a steel lock bar insert there. And really, why do we have a steel lock bar insert? It's because titanium is softer than steel. So if you're relying just on the titanium lock bar to engage with the steel, over time you can have what's known as lock stick, where the dissimilar metals become not fused together, but kind of gritty, kind of, the hardness of the steel weakens the softness of the titanium, and the interface between the two gets sticky, and you get what's called lock stick, which means it takes a lot of pressure to unlock the knife because it sticks. Kind of like sandpaper. It just kind of goes tunk. So we don't want lock stick. So a lot of people are putting lock bar inserts in. That's kind of the very quick and simple answer on what a lock bar insert really is. Titanium pocket clip that just, again, blends in with the scales. I think this is just really a cool design. And I don't know that I would want a fancy version. They did make one of these. Excuse me. They did make these with some G10 scales instead of the titanium, and you get them in a couple of different colors, if I recall. But now I think this is the perfect look for this knife. It's a chunky little monkey, but in a good way. It's just a lot to hold on to. It's just the right amount, and it feels great in the hand. So it's 4 3/8 closed, 7.5 overall. You got 3.1 inches of blade, almost 3.2, 3.19, and a 3.02 inch cutting edge. 0.025 behind the edge. Blade thickness is 0.137. It runs on bearings, so it's super smooth. The blade steel is N690, not to be confused with M390. Don't know why they named the steel so close, but N690 came out long time before the M390. Overall thickness is 0.512, and it weighs in at 5.3 ounces, just a hair over, you guessed it, your normal D-cell battery. This is really just, if the detent was stronger, which you may be able to fix by tearing it all apart, bending the lock bar in some, there's ways to address it that sometimes can fix that. Not always. Sometimes you got to re-engineer some stuff. But if the lock bar was stiffer, this would be a really cool knife that I would like. I'm not going to buy it from Alex. He's not even selling it, whatever. But it's really cool. Normally what Serge is known for is his coin knife, which I do have one here from Alex. I will be doing video on. And his little beans. This is a bean that my brother gave me. This is a double detent. I've done a video on it. I think I have a Serge playlist. I'll double check. This one's cool. It just really kind of sits on the shelf over here, but there's no lock bar or anything. It's just another detent. The same thing that keeps it closed is the same type of thing that keeps it open. So he's known for a lot, usually smaller knives. This is really the biggest thing I've seen from him, and it's not even that big, as I can show you here with the Sharpie and the Delica. It's a cool knife. I'm super excited that Alex sent it up to me and I was able to check it out. So yeah, check out my Serge playlist over here on the corner and my Real Steel because, well, why not? I got playlists for both. Go and enjoy. Thanks a lot, guys.